What up, Bulls Nation? Peck here. We got a live CHGO Bulls postgame coming up for y'all right around the corner. Bulls fall to the Suns, 121-117. Bulls led by as many as 13 early on, but Booker and KD started cooking. Bulls can't quite close it out down the stretch. Josh Giddey, solid game. Matas Buzelis, can't find any minutes in the second half. We'll break it down next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome in to the CHGO Bulls postgame. Coming to you live from our studios here in West Loop, downtown Chicago. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. That's my guy, Big Dave. Bam! BAWL Sports, the one and only queen of the controls, Katie Duffy. What up, Katie?
Hi, guys.
Will the Gottlieb will join us later on in postgame live from the UC to get his thoughts and word from the Bulls postgame locker room, as well as Billy Donovan. Tight loss, Dave.
Tight.
121-117 is the final. Suns started real cold. Bulls played well in the first half. I believe it was 60-58 Suns at the half when they finally started to knock down some shots. And for all the talk about how this Suns big three ain't working and all the talk about Beal and his no trade clause leading up to the trade deadline, and they basically, they went after Jimmy, couldn't get it done. This is the same Suns team that's been struggling to stay in the safe part of the Western Conference playoff picture. But to their big three's credit, they showed up tonight. Kevin Durant, 27, Beal, 25, Devin Booker, 29. And, the Bulls got 20 from Kobe, 24 from Giddey, 16 from Vooch, 15 from Matas. Huerter had 14 off the bench, but Suns just made more big plays down the stretch.
Had to take my Purdue pause right there.
Purdue pause. Trademark.
Yes, it's a thing. It's a thing. I enjoyed watching this game. I really had fun. This was a great fun bad loss.
Fun bad.
It was a perfect fun bad loss, more so than the Knicks one.
That was just
because that was Vooch going in and Giddey going in. This one I love the flow of it. It was a lot of fun to watch that. You watch stars do star stuff. You saw Bradley Beal do star stuff. You saw Booker for sure do star stuff. Kevin Durant is who he is. I mean, that's Kevin Durant. That's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's going to be amazing. As far as the Bulls, I mean, Vooch, he started off slow. I think he had 4 or 5 points at the half.
Yeah, 4, I think.
Yeah, ended up with 16 and 11. So shout out to him for that. Kobe White, who hurt his ankle. We'll ask Goat about that when he comes on. But
Can't
Kobe
believe
White
he came back at that game.
Came back, yeah.
Looked like a really bad rolled ankle.
I think it was because, and Will could probably fill in better on this because he's had ankle issues. I think it's because when you roll your ankle like that, if you sit down, it's immediately going to start swelling.
Right.
And so you might as well keep playing to try to keep that swelling down. And it's nothing you can really do. Like it's hurt, so you just keep playing on it. And you keep going because it's going to start swelling the second you decide to sit down and not do anything. So I think that's what it was for Kobe. You saw him limping, and then you saw him kind of forget that the injury, happened. But I'm sure he's going to remember as soon as he gets to that locker room and takes his shoe off, man, and he looks like Sherman Clumpfoot. Like, it's going to be bad for him. But, man, Josh Giddey.
Man.
Josh Giddey had a game, ladies and gentlemen. This was better for me than the Knicks game. That he played 24 points, 8 rebounds, 10 assists, but it was the 3 steals with it. It was the block with it, and it was the no turnovers with it.
Huge.
That is a great game.
Had 4 against the Knicks.
4 of them things, all right? But that was a great game by Josh Giddey, man, because those guys, like, he did it against several of their guards, several of their forwards. He was floating around. We already know he does a great job being a rebounder for the Chicago Bulls. But the way he was scoring, I'm always impressed with guys who can't score, finding ways to score. That's one of the reasons I loved Rajon Rondo so much. That dude wasn't known as a scorer. You'll look up, he will have 35, like out of nowhere, especially when you really needed it. And Giddey has been coming up big for the Bulls on that level. So you got to tip your cap to him and the game that he had. I mean, the 5 3-point attempts that he hit 3 of them. He shot 42%, 43% from the field, which isn't, world beating, but it's what you kind of expect from a guy who's not a shooter and not a natural scorer. So I applaud him for the 24 points, applaud him for the 10 assists, and always applaud him for the rebounds. But for me, it was the 3 steals. That's what let you know that he was engaged and trying to do everything out there on the floor. And Billy noticed it, which is why he played almost 35 minutes.
And, I mean, on top of all that, you mentioned, just a modest 6 of 14 from the field, but credit to him, he did knock down 3 of 5 threes. He was 9 of 9 at the free throw line, Dave.
Impressive, man. That'll get your points, baby.
And, maybe Josh Giddey watched our post-game show on Thursday when I was saying, yeah, Josh Giddey had a nice game, but I still have my doubts about him for reasons X, Y, and Z. And one of those X, Y, and Z reasons has always been his athleticism or lack thereof.
Yeah.
His inability to break down his opponent one-on-one off the dribble to either open up opportunities for his teammates or get good looks for himself at the rim and or get to the free throw line.
Correct.
He got to the free throw line 9 times.
9 times.
He went 9 of 9.
9 times.
I will always tip my cap to you, Josh Giddey, or anyone else who goes 9 of 9 from the free throw line.
You too, Mrs. Corningstone.
Exactly. She also very well known for getting to the free throw line.
Yes.
Veronica Corningstone.
Don't forget the tip of the cap as well.
Of course. But yeah, I mean, like that's a solid Josh Giddey game. On the heels of a pretty solid Josh Giddey game on Thursday against the Knicks. If you dish out 10 assists and turn the ball over 0 times and also score 24 because you get to the free throw line a near double-digit amount, I will applaud and only applaud.
You will take that
kind of effort.
Every single game you will take that. Again, for a guy who has no moves.
No.
Like 0 moves.
He's got no moves.
0 moves when he gets in there. Like, we watched him brick quite a few layups tonight, but it didn't deter him, man. Like, he continued to go inside. I think Katie, who pointed this out about him, like on the defensive end, he's not as strong as he is on the offensive end. Like, on the offensive end, he will go inside and just put his shoulder into people. On the defensive end, guys put their shoulder into him.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And he takes it. But
Booker did it to him on that nasty step back.
Disgusting
Shoulder.
setback. It was nasty.
Like physically strong, you mean, right? Not like strong, like talented, but like strong.
Like physically strong.
Okay, yeah.
It's another type of
strong. No, emotionally strong.
Oh, okay.
Like good. Strong, like he's a strong offensive player.
Katie did not say he was a good player. Like, she did not. I don't want to put that out there about it. She did not say that. She didn't say it.
That's why I had to clarify.
I got you. She didn't say that. She didn't say it.
Briscoe, shout out to our guy saying, I'm beginning to like Giddey, ... Not $30 million like.
Yeah, not 30.
But
not really 20 either.
I'm getting there.
But
11? 12?
18. I told you I give him 18. I give him 18.
Our guy Connor in the comments saying, only problem I had with Giddey tonight is they didn't put the ball in his hands more down the stretch. I mean, a fair thing to say about a guy who had 10 dimes and no turnovers.
Fair. Yeah. It is. It's fair. I'm just not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, bro. Because, again, a guy who can't score is not a guy I'm trying to give the ball to.
A guy who is not known for creating his own shot abilities in addition to finding good looks for his teammate abilities. You ideally want somebody with the ball in their hands late who can do both of those things, or if only one of those things, create your own shot.
Here's the other thing I learned about Giddey and his assists. It's not so much he sees guys when he picks his head up, like I love my point guards to do when they get the ball, pick your head up and see who's running down the floor. It's not so much that. It's more so him getting down himself to the paint and then turning around and seeing who's open and then getting them the basketball. We saw him do that for Dalen Terry when he got him that dunk when I thought the pass should have went in earlier to someone, but he had his head down and he was going to the bucket. So that's kind of his style and kind of what takes why I was like, I don't know if he should be having the ball in the fourth. I don't know if we're there yet. I'm still more comfortable with Lonzo Ball having the ball in his hands in the fourth quarter, more so than I am with Josh Giddey. And also, it's also because of Josh Giddey's ability to get offensive rebounds is why I'm comfortable with Lonzo having the ball and facilitating and finding it for someone else, because Josh Giddey has proven time. If it's one thing that's been consistent, it's been his rebounding and his offensive rebounding time and time and time again. So I'm okay with him floating around and finding those offensive rebounds and getting extra possessions for this team when in the clutch and things like that. I'm more comfortable with Kobe, and I'm more comfortable with Lonzo Ball having the basketball in their hands in that fourth quarter down the stretch. Not saying that Giddey can't provide some of those things for you. I just know what I'm more comfortable with. And correct, Strick, the point guardsmanship is what I'm more comfortable with when it comes to guys like Lonzo Ball than I am with the Josh Giddey.
I generally agree with you, but to be fair and to play devil's advocate, Lonzo Ball had a bad turnover down the stretch of that game.
He did. He had a bad turnover, man. And you see, I'm comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I don't think it would have bothered me as much if Giddey turned it over. Yeah. Had 0 turnovers, so shout out to him. Because Lonzo, I've seen the time improving.
Right.
Again, man. But again, I'm not trying to take this away from Josh Giddey. Dude had an amazing game tonight. I wanted him to step up. I talked about it in the Knicks game. Now I wanted to see it again. Let me start seeing it consistently. And he showed up once again tonight. Very confident 3-point shots. He was taking tonight, and he was not lost on defense. Like, he played defense to the best of his ability. That's awesome.
A lot of love for getting the comments tonight. 36 Bulls said, fun bad for the win. Great game, Giddey. Rob Antle saying, Giddey last 15 games has won me over. Congratulations to you and to Josh Giddey.
Yo, mad as me.
Confused Bulls fan saying, Giddey has been the best Bull since Levine was traded. Also,
that's fair.
Shouting out. I think you can make that argument.
It's fair.
Shout out to our guy Hayes, Chicago Bull Central. I saw he put up a poll, I think yesterday, that was like, who do you think has performed the best since the Bulls traded Zach LaVine? And I can't remember who the options were, but Giddey was one of them. Mm-hmm. And widely known Giddey hater here, I voted for Josh Giddey in that poll because I'm not blind. And I've been seeing what I'm seeing, and he has been playing well.
Yeah.
And I will never lie to continue a take just to keep standing on that take. I'm not like a die on that hill kind of person when it comes to my Bulls fandom or watching sports.
Yeah.
And Giddey was strongly leading the poll when I cast my vote. So I think if you're being realistic about what we've seen recently, you can make that argument.
You can.
So somebody else just said Giddey's clearly getting 25 mil in the comments, and that's where you lose me.
And that's what people are upset,
you lose me.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And someone saying I'm more comfortable with Kobe is wild. Here's the issue with this. I've watched Kobe win games for the Chicago Bulls in the fourth quarter many a day. I have not seen it with the Josh Giddey. I've not seen it, dog. Like, I just ain't. I'm more comfortable with a dude who can create his own shot. I don't think that's wild at all for a dude that could create his own layup, create his own 3-point shot. Who do you think got the ball in that fourth quarter against the Knicks? Because I saw Kobe White with it. Because that's who's the one you're going to give him the ball and try to create his own shot. Giddey does not have that in his game, bro. It doesn't exist.
Right.
So why would I not give it to the dude who continues to win games for me, who has proven it, that he can win games for you, and give it to him and allow him to try to create something as far as creating his own shot to get the Bulls a victory? Yes, I'm much more comfortable with Kobe White doing that, the dude who was the runner-up for Sixth Man of the Year. Right. Yes, I'm much more comfortable with him.
And that's why I was saying earlier, like, late game scenarios, especially clutch, 5-point margin or less with under 5 minutes, the guys you want handling the ball the most are guys who can not only find good looks for their teammates by breaking down defenses, drawing double teams, but draw those double teams because they can create their own shot in one-on-one situations. And Josh Giddey has not, at any point in his NBA career, proven to be able to do that consistently.
No, he is not.
Ever.
That's why he's on another team.
And, like, again, credit to him. He went 9 of 9 to the free throw line tonight. Yeah. That is abnormal. You want to know what he's averaging as far as attempts this season?
Let's go.
2.2.
Wow.
You know what his career average is, free throw attempts? 1.8.
Wow.
So if you say, well, yeah, maybe not great at creating his own shot, but he can get to the free throw line. Yeah. He did that tonight. Yeah. That is not a normal part of Josh Giddey's bag.
It's not.
And that's not a knock. That's just an observation that is factually accurate.
And he doesn't have a bag. It doesn't exist. He don't have one, dog. Why did y'all get me here? I was happy with Josh Giddey.
It might not be an Hermes, but, a little LL Bean backpack.
LL Bean. That's more like a jewel bag. Like, bro, he ain't got
a blasted jewel bag?
Yeah, bro. He ain't got no bag, bro. Like, what's his bag? Like, he gets down and he puts his shoulder into it and he goes up and he scores. Like, that's cool. You know what I mean? Like, I have no problem with that. It's working for him. It's executing. That is not a bag. All right? A bag is when you come down, tap, tap, Okay, I know what shot I'm about to get. Ayo Dosunmu has a go-to. You know what I mean? That's a bag. Watching Ayo Dosunmu. Watching Kobe, he's definitely got a bag. Those dudes got a bag, man. What's he getting into in his bag, man? Ain't nothing in there but, some breath savers. Like, ain't nothing in there. Ain't nothing in his bag yet. He could definitely still develop something. I was having this discussion today about him develop something.
Right.
Yo, why can't he raise that so violently? You got to be violent with it, Katie. I saw it the first time.
Because you didn't see it the first time.
I was about to pass it on to her. She raised it more violently. I got you. Break time.
On that note, let's take our first break, read a couple of ads. When we come back, plenty more to get to on tonight's game. A lot of people talking Huerter and minutes in the comments.
Oh, my God.
We will get to that.
I hate Velvet now.
The like while we share some ads. Throw us a super chat if you're feeling generous tonight.
It's my favorite color. Oh.
Postgame tonight brought to you by our friends at Circa Sportsbook.
Circa.
Whatever the sport, the app to bet is Circa Sports Illinois. Football's over, that's okay. Mm-hmm. We got plenty of entertaining basketball and hockey action on deck over the next couple of months.
On deck, baby.
On the way. March Madness right around the corner. And in the meantime, we got all kinds of entertaining pro hoops action to bet on. The place to do it is, of course, the one and only Circa Sports.
Yeah.
Circa is sports betting the way it should be. Circa Sports Illinois has high betting limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service featuring real human beings with beating hearts. I'm talking aortas, like all the pumps in the veins, all the bloods through the extremities. That kind of customer service.
Valves.
Not a bot who I want to smash with a bat. Spreads, props, futures, in-game betting, you name it, Circa Sports has it for you. So bet on all your favorite teams in every game this season. Fun to bet like a pro from anywhere, anytime in Illinois. Download your new bookie today at circasports.com. Must be 21 and older. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah. Oh, you saw me pour it right there.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, that's Sam Adams. There it is. Let me get that right there. Let me get that.
Ooh. Oh, let me join you.
Oh, you know what? Whether out of the can or whether out of a cup, it's still delicious and awesome light beer.
Sure is.
Sam Adams, that American light. Easy drinking. That's what it's about. Light beer just got better, y'all. It's Sam Adams American Light. It's clean, check. It's crisp, check. It's super easy to drink, a double jack. No gimmicks, no fluff. Light beer that is made right. It shouldn't feel like a compromise, y'all. Light beer should not feel this way. It should feel real cool, real chill, real awesome. And that's what we have here. An American classic so smooth, you will want to crack open another one. And then another one. And then another one. That's what you're cracking open because it's always Sam season. And they got some of the most comfortable hoodies I've ever put on in my life.
My goodness.
Damn. Get you one of those.
I wanted to wear it again today.
Oh, my God. Yo, dude, it was awesome. Oh, man, light beer just got better. Grab some Sam Adams American Light. Available now, right now, at select Chicago retailers, y'all. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. I just noticed your shirt that you had on right there.
Yeah.
The Chicago Bears. Well done.
Chicago Bears, baby.
Well done. It's a team that you could definitely play for.
Oh, for sure.
That you've been playing for.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Shout out to Andrew in the comments who said, it's easy to say he has no bag, he being Josh Giddey, from the chair. Well, we have bags in other areas. Drinking beers.
Yeah.
Talking hoops. That's what we do.
Well, it's easy to say that he does have one from a chair. You're saying he does. Like, it's easy to say that, too.
Where are you
talking from? Where are you talking from, sir? You hitting the slide from the court? Like, where you at? What you talking
in the middle
about?
of putting up 30 in your pickup game. Whip out my phone and hop in the CHGO Bulls chat real quick.
What I mean? But if you feel he has a bag, tell me what you feel he does well. I would love to hear that, what you feel he does well when Josh Giddey,
right.
Yo, he's about to go score right here. Is it the three-point shooting? Is it a mid-range game? Please let me know. I would love to know.
And shout out to Riley Watson who said, need to check the stats on how much you guys talk about Giddey. You wouldn't have a show without him. Well, that's not true because we had a show for 2+ years before Giddey arrived.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a minute.
As I just responded to the whole we wouldn't have a show about Giddey thing, this is literally a Matas Buzelis podcast. So
this is CHGO Matas now.
If this is your first day, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Also, Dave and I have been talking about the Bulls for 7 years. It's only been 6 months since Josh has been here.
Yeah.
Also, the reason there is so much talk and focus on Josh Giddey is because he's the new variable.
Correct.
That Bulls fans need to figure out and have different opinions about.
Yeah.
We know who Vooch is. We know who Kobe is. We know who Io is. Some of us are wondering why they're still here as we enter this new phase. Hopefully, eventually, maybe, as AK drags himself kicking and screaming.
Yeah.
We know who lots of these guys are. Josh Giddey is the new variable, the new wild card. Oh, and by the way, the one on an expiring contract who they brought here targetedly and purposefully in a trade.
Yeah.
To not talk about Giddey a lot this season as a Bulls fan would be insane.
We'd be doing a disservice to Bulls fans. Like, seriously, bro.
It matters a lot what he looks like and what Bulls fans think of him right now.
It so matters a lot, dog. It matters a whole lot to see it. And I want him to be good. Like, that's the other thing I don't think y'all get. Like, we want Josh Giddey to be good. That's why I'm happy when he plays well like this, man. I'm like, yo, he balled out. He did his thing. But to act like and just go away from the negatives and things like that wouldn't be fair. Like, we do it for every single player that we talk about. We'll tell you what's right. We'll be like, hey, they did a great job doing this. And then at the same time, we'll be like, oh, they are not good at this. They suck at this. But we'll leave it on this side because they played really, really well, man. They did a great job. But Josh Giddey played well. I'm not taking that away from him. I don't want y'all to take that away from him either. But he played so well tonight, man. And I got to give him that. Like, the way he was gliding, it was very smooth. It wasn't clunky or anything like that. Like, the shot, even the three-point shots he took weren't just rush shots. There was, like, really smooth shots. And he's going to get those open looks because teams are not keying on him yet as far as his three-point shooting is concerned. It's kind of like Lonzo Ball, Matt. When he got here for the first time, all his threes were super wide open when he got here for the first time because he was not known as a three-point shooter. That was damn sure the knock on him. But when those shots started falling, teams started playing more defense on him. If Josh Giddey gets to that point, that's exactly what's going to happen to him. But I would love for it to get to that point because that means his shots are going down. That's a good thing, man, for Bulls Nation. That's a good thing for him and his contract situation at the same time. So it's a good thing Josh Giddey played well. I'm happy for him. I want to see this continue. Let's move on to Monday when they play the 76ers.
And before we move on, and we can move on because we spent enough time, but just like basically what Arturo Dominguez says in the comments is exactly how I feel as a Giddey skeptic. The market should determine what Giddey gets paid.
Yeah.
I agree with that statement 110% as a Bulls fan. And what worries me is that we have seen this front office not do that on multiple occasions. They outbid themselves to re-sign Vooch, 3 years, 60.
They did.
They outbid themselves to give 5 years and 90 to Patrick Williams.
2 times.
Didn't even let him test the market. Hey, Pat, here's $90 million. Looked great in street clothes today, by the way. That is what worries me because there is a track record of the Bulls overvaluing and overpaying their guys that they believe in.
Right.
When the market is not there to pay them that much.
Yeah.
That's it.
Oh, man, what do you mean? We are giving him his flowers. You know what? I don't think y'all know what flowers are.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, I need to throw the keyboard away on this computer because I'm getting sick of it. But, like, people watch 2 seconds of our show, and then they're like, oh, my God, you didn't give Josh Giddey a day. Like, you watched 2 seconds, my dude. This is your first day here, and you missed the first 28 minutes.
Yeah, if you're not hearing the flowers that I'm heaping upon this young man, well, you know, just listening to what you want to hear, bro. That's okay, but we're going to move on.
We're going to move on. Let's transition with this great comment from CB, who said, hurtering Matas' chances.
Oh, CB. C to the B.
In reference to the fact that, hey, Kevin Huerter had the game of his Bulls life today.
Yeah.
With 14 points, his first double-digit scoring outing for the Bulls since the trade.
Okay.
On 5 of 12, 4 of 10 from 3.
Okay.
Couple of boards, couple of assists, even got a couple steals.
Yeah. 30
minutes off the bench.
Jesus.
Matas Buzelis tonight.
30 minutes.
Still in that starting lineup.
Like 30. This is insanity. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Matas, even with the absence of Patrick Williams, even with the absence of Jalen Smith, still in concussion protocol, your front court's limited right now. Huerter plays 30. Matas plays 24. Zach Collins with a solid 18 minutes off the bench too, by the way. And look, I'm not going to complain about Julian Phillips also getting 24 minutes off the bench.
Hey.
my sweet special boy.
Hey.
We talked about this the other day.
Hey.
I still believe in his potential. I have been a little peeved that we haven't seen Julian consistently in the rotation this season. What's your plan? What's the end goal here, Billy? Because is it part of it not evaluating this young guy that your team drafted?
Mm-hmm.
So I got nothing wrong with Julian playing 24. And I thought that Julian had another strong game today after playing well against the Knicks. 24 minutes for Matas, who had 14 at half. And I said to you, Dave.
Yeah.
Over under, he finishes with 28. And obviously the answer was right there for you. It's easy.
Yeah.
Under.
Yeah.
Anybody who's been paying attention would assume that Matas, despite the fact that he played beautifully in that first half, he had 13 points on very efficient shooting, did a little work on the boards, had an assist, had a block, played some respectable defense. He was given the KD assignment out of the gate.
Yeah.
Held his own on more than one occasion.
Yeah.
Held his own against Bradley Beal one-on-one on a couple of occasions. He has a stint in the third quarter where he misses a couple shots. Billy says, come sit down.
Yeah.
We don't see him again until midway through the fourth.
Yeah.
He plays 2 minutes, couple of turnovers, couple of missteps.
Yeah.
Right back to the bench with you.
Right back.
And it wasn't until Julian Phillips fouled out that Billy sent Matas back out there for the final minute and change.
Oh God. You know, Matt, do me a favor right here.
I will try.
So read me some stats. I'm in my Will Purdue bag right now.
Okay, whose stats do you want to hear?
So give me, this is what Will would do. Be looking at the ceiling. Calm down, Katie. You all right? We got to fight somebody?
I keep shocking the camera because it's so dry in here,
very dry
and
in here.
it's like going black. That's my bad.
Because you haven't had one of these Sam Adams American Lights to keep you smooth and cool.
That's how you keep your camera
That's
wet.
how you keep it right there, Katie.
We just need to pour some Sam Adams American Light on our camera equipment.
Yeah, right there in your face. Oh, see that? Easy drinking. So, Matt, real quick. Kevin Huerter.
Yeah.
How many minutes did Kevin Huerter have tonight?
Kevin Huerter played 30 minutes tonight.
30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
How many points did Kevin Huerter have tonight, Matt?
14.
14 points.
Yeah.
And how many 3-point attempts did he have?
He took 10, knocked down 4 of them.
Knocked down 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. Awesome. How many minutes has Matas Buzelis played tonight?
Matas played 24 minutes tonight.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
How many points did Matas Buzelis have?
He had 15 points.
Interesting. How many threes did he attempt?
He lifted 7 threes, knocked down 3 of them.
Oh, interesting right there. Okay, all right. So less minutes.
And I believe one of those misses when he was 3 of 7 was that like fall away desperation in the final seconds of the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
you can count that if you want. But
yeah. So less minutes.
Yeah.
For this dude who you're trying to evaluate over the next 30 games. And Kevin Huerter is the guy who barely scores, even on more attempts of shooting the basketball.
Right.
Still has 1 more point than the dude who played less minutes. Who's your starter? Look, man, Billy Donovan is wild. Like, that is some wild stuff. And again, I get it. It's the defense that he's looking at. He's saying defensively he, has some lapses. But here's my favorite part. Even C-Red Fred is on some board with us on this because he said, man, we know that, Matas is not great defensively, but C-Red Fred was applauding Billy for leaving him in the game, even though he was making defensive mistakes. He was saying, great job. Billy Donovan said he made mistakes. He left him in the game. We appreciate that. And then the comment underneath him said, and we took him out right after this tweet right here, buddy. Yeah.
I saw that tweet from our pal friend, and
man.
I was like, wait, no, he's already checked out.
Already.
and his tweet was from 60 seconds ago.
Yes, man. And Fred was like, oh, my God. Like, it's so wild. Why he won't allow this young man to make mistakes, I don't understand.
All under this false, existence of integrity of the game and winning.
Yeah.
When vets on this team make dumb mistakes all the time.
Yeah. We watch him. I watched Kevin Huerter shoot air balls tonight. Did that deter him from being out of the game? It did not.
Did Lonzo or Vooch get benched at any point for their combined 5 turnovers tonight?
I don't recall.
No.
I don't recall.
Nuh-uh.
No. Did not happen.
It's wild, this double standard that exists with Billy Donovan. You got to learn. Grab some bench, young fella. You gotta learn.
There's no fairness in it, and that's what I don't like. It's not fair.
Yeah,
I have a problem with
that. It's completely disjointed.
Yeah, for
this team that's not going anywhere.
Yeah,
play the kids, Billy. Play the fucking kids, Billy. I'm gonna have a freaking aneurysm. All right, we gotta take our second break. When we come back from that break, we will be joined by the one and only Willie Gottlieb on that Go Talk hotline. Hit the like button if you didn't do it the first time around. We got to get this likes number up. You guys even want to flirt with a tankathon spin at the end of postgame tonight.
Man.
For the love of God.
Get on it, baby. Get on them tankathons.
I'm looking at the watching to likes ratio right now. No, thank you. Yeah. Not good enough.
Katie don't like
You know what is good enough, though, Dave?
Katie Crowbar?
Well, yes.
Okay.
She will always be good enough.
Yeah, fair point.
But so are the fine variety of products from our friends at Cornbread Hemp. Cornbread Hemp CBD is America's first ever USDA organic CBD company, and their mission at Cornbread is simple: improve your quality of life with the highest quality hemp products. Maybe your life's been a little crazy recently, and you're looking for something to help you unwind. Try Cornbread Hemp's CBD gummies. Have you been looking for a natural way to relieve aches, pains, discomfort? The CBD gummies from Cornbread are formulated to work with your body, not against it. Maybe some of you out there are feeling a little aged. I know I do. I make noises when I get up out of this chair or sit down into it. Dave can attest to that. They're old man noises.
Yeah.
I have started to have old man noises. And it's a sad reality, but it's reality.
It's so true.
Maybe you are in a similar boat out there, Bulls Nation. Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are a huge piece of my wellness plan and helping with those discomforts, those aches and pains, and they could do the same for you. Cornbread Hemp CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether it's stress, discomfort, just needing a little relaxation. Also, my favorite part about Cornbread, they only use the very best part of the hemp plant. That's right, the flower. For the purest and most potent CBD, unlike some of their competitors and other people who manufacture and distribute CBD products and hemp products these days who use the entire plant. Nobody wants CBD gummies that are like, hey, this was a stem a week ago, and now here, eat this. It'll help you.
Correct.
Or these are some leaves, some twigs, some seeds. No. Yeah. Pick out the seeds and stems, y'all.
Get out.
That's what Cornbread does.
Get out, Snoop.
Right now, Cornbread's offering CHGO listeners 30% off your first order. Just visit cornbreadhemp.com/CHGO and use promo code CHGO at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/CHGO. Promo code CHGO for 30% off your first order. Cornbread Hemp. This is the good life.
Oh, the good. Katie, can you save Javen Terry's statement for me later? I would like to come back to that a little later and talk to him. But in the meantime, I got to talk to my people about Ray CDJR. Because during the President's Day sales event at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Fox Lake, shop federally approved savings on brand new vehicles. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 to choose from their huge inventory of new Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram vehicles. And right now, take 18% off MSRP with a dealer discount on all new 2024 gas-powered Jeep Wrangler models. Or shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000 with a friendly team of brand experts. The team at Ray CDJR is here to help you during each step of your car shopping journey. Plus, since they prioritize affordability, you won't overpay for the vehicle that you need. Just wanted to slow that down. Make sure y'all got all that. And with Ray's Price Promise, you can shop confidently with no add-ons and no hidden fees ever. The price you see is the price you pay. It's just that simple. Go to check out our partner today and shop one of Chicago area's largest inventories and find the right new vehicle just for yourself. Then drive home a very happy. The team at Ray Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram is the only one that we recommend. Don't miss out on their President's Day sale event going on all month long. For 18% off MSRP on all new 2024 gas-powered Jeep Wrangler models. For more information, visit Ray CDJR today on Route 12 at Fox Lake or online at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Pow.
Vroom.
Pow.
Katie, do we have a goat online? Let's bring him in.
That's where he's the goat! The goat!
Joining us on the one and only Go Talk Hotline, it's our guy.
Hey!
Perfectly guap. Will the Go Gottlieb, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff covering our team, the beloved Bulls, at ALLCITY.com. There's the thumb. The double thumb.
Double thumb.
In 2D and 3D.
Yeah.
Goat, buddy. Was this, in your definition and in your terms, a fun bad one tonight?
I'm not having a lot of fun watching any of these games, man. These are tough. These are tough. But, you look at just the way that some of the younger guys played, especially Giddey, continues to play well. He's apparently super sick, too, so maybe got a little flu game action going on. Good for him for playing through it. He's been on fire, and I think his ability to, attack the basket and get to the foul line has been really impressive. That was, one of the questions that I had about him was, is he going to be able to drive efficient offense by getting downhill? And he's done that the last couple of games. A lot of it is this floater shot that he's getting, sort of like not ticky-tack, but it's not like he's meeting guys at the rim and trying to draw fouls by going through them. But so all that to just say, I wonder if he's going to be able to draw 9 fouls per game or 9 free throw attempts per game. Probably not, but you love to see that aggression from him. So nice game from him. I think it was really good to see Kobe kind of break out of his slump there. He had 5 points in the first half and then finished with 20. Rolled his ankle, said it was more just frustration than pain, because he really looked like he was down bad there. I was kind of surprised to see him come back in the game, but he looked really good following that. You hope to build on it. I know you guys were frustrated about Matas' minutes. He played well in the first quarter, first half, and then did not play much in the second half. That continues to be a bit of a trend. I know he tried to do a little bit too much from time to time, had a bad turnover on the sideline, trying to dribble, had some defensive mistakes, but and then on top of that, Julian Phillips played well. But I do feel it doesn't have to be 4 veterans and Matas or Julian. It can be Matas and Julian and a couple of veterans out there. So that's what I would like to see a little bit more of. But you got some Zach Collins tonight. You got some Kevin Huerter, Trey Jones. Those are guys who you need to showcase a little bit to try to move this summer. At the end of the day, the main story here has to be about the development and what you take away from the younger players in the roster.
Will, do you think, because you just hit on it a little bit, but do you think Matas is starting to press a little bit too much in those moments that he's in the game? Because Billy has shown that he will take him out the game if a mistake happens or a defensive lapse or anything like that. Do you think he starts pressing a little bit too much in those situations?
Maybe earlier on in the season. I don't feel like that's the case as much now, because he is getting at least 20 minutes every game. And I think that has been by design, right? I think the front office wants to see him on the floor more. And that has been something that, the team has decided as a whole to get him more minutes, to start him and to play him. So I don't think he's necessarily as worried about I have one shot, I got to make it or I'm out. We even saw in the first quarter him be really aggressive and the shots were going in, but you don't evaluate a guy based on whether the shot goes in. You evaluate him on how he's playing and what he's doing out there. And so I think you're always more confident in yourself when your shots are going in, but the attention to detail defensively has to continue to be there. He even said that after the game. He was I feel like I need to be a lot better on that end of the floor, and was kind of reflecting and thinking critically about what he needs to do to improve. But I also think, he of course wants to be out there more and do more with the basketball. You saw him take a couple of those sidestep threes. He does have some of that creativity in his game. And I think the Bulls want to be careful not to overload him with that and force him to create where he does turn the ball over on the sideline, but also give him that room to grow. And I think it's a tough line to walk, but I think also when you're trying to showcase a bunch of new guys and also develop some of the other young players on your team and also try to win games with the veterans, it's just hard to accomplish all those things at the same time. And that's why I think you're still continuing to see a little bit more of the one and not the other.
Goat, we saw Kobe White roll his ankle pretty badly in the third quarter of this game. He went to the locker room, was there briefly, and then came back, and not only came back to the bench, but checked back into the game. Looked like he was kind of hobbling a little bit, but then, went on to make some big plays down the stretch of this game. Bulls come up short, but What I mean, did you learn anything from Kobe about what that injury was, severity, and also Kobe's thoughts on their game tonight?
Yeah, he said, like I said, it was more of like a frustration than a severe pain. I know he was like kind of hobbling and he like kind of rolled onto his head on the ground in frustration. But he said he got back in the locker room, took some medicine, probably some painkillers. Hopefully it wasn't what Bobby Portis was taking, and then got himself back out there. So, I asked him, like, do you feel like that changed your mindset at all? Like you've had some tough games here the last couple. You struggled in the first half, and then all of a sudden you score 15 in the second half. You start shooting the ball a bit better. It felt like you were more aggressive. Was that your mindset? And he said, no, like he felt like he was still going for those same shots, trying to put pressure on the rim, play the right way. But the ball just happened to go in for him. I thought he looked a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if that had to do with the ankle, but it happened after the ankle. So glad he didn't have anything severe, but he said it's something that he's been dealing with for a while now, all year really. And probably not something that's going to be like ever, a procedure unless something terrible happens, but just something that the team continues to monitor as the season goes on.
Will, I think this is the first, I guess, real evaluation we got of Zach Collins tonight. 8 points and the 10 rebounds, 4-7 from the field. Didn't find his 3-point shot, but he's never been like just a phenomenal 3-point shooter. What was your opinion on watching Zach Collins play tonight? And is there any update on Jalen Smith and his injury?
Yeah, Jalen Smith is in concussion protocol right now. It sounds like he's fine, but like the league does require you to get through certain steps before you're able to make a comeback. So I don't anticipate him being out for very long. And just on the topic of injuries while we're at it, Io, it looked like he hurt his wrist. He was holding his wrist late in the last game. It's actually a shoulder injury, and he's been dealing with some shoulder issues all year. There's some like inflammation with that, and they're trying to calm it down. So it doesn't sound like he's going to be out too long, but I would be surprised if he's back right away. So that will continue to be something that we ask Billy about here before games. But as for Zach Collins, yeah, I mean, the physicality, I think, really stands out. We talked about that last game. He's a big body, not afraid to take the corner threes. He kind of turns down some top of the key threes from time to time, and you'd like to see him get into those, but had a couple of nice offensive rebounds, had the putback dunk. He's a physical player, he's a skilled player. And I think, he could open up the door, I think, down the line for the Bulls to go with Jalen Smith at the 4 a little bit, which I know a lot of fans have been clamoring for. I think the Bulls want to and should continue to just play those guys at the 5 because it helps their spacing. But it does give you that option. So I think he's a nice player. He's in a similar situation to what the Bulls are in with Huerter, where you've got him on the books for this year and next. So you want to showcase him a little bit, see if you can move him this summer. And if not, they're good depth pieces. Obviously not like wowing you and becoming like featured players on championship caliber teams, but nice players have nice veterans. And I think they can play a little bit.
And we've got Mark Anderson asking here in the comments, what the heck is Dalen Terry done? Is he on playing time punishment? We saw just like a quick 4-minute burst from Dalen in the first half as Billy's 10th man, obviously with not only Patrick Williams' injury, but as you were just touching on, Ayo Dosunmu's absence. We see a little glimpse of Dalen, and the Bulls did not win those minutes by my recollection, but he did make some nice plays happen on both ends of the floor. Do you see Dalen being the odd man out as this team gets healthier than they are now?
I mean, he absolutely has been, right? You have, Trey Jones coming in and playing guard. You obviously have Ayo, Lonzo, Kobe, Giddey. That's 5 guards ahead of him in the rotation. I think he's more of a 3, but it's challenging to play him there with 2 guards because then you lack the floor spacing. Now you've got Kevin Huerter in the mix who you're trying to showcase a little bit. You've got Matas, obviously. Patrick's been out, but he's ahead of him in the rotation. So there's just a lot of bodies in there. And then Julian Phillips has been ahead of him as well, who, again, I think the Bulls need to be doing more to prioritize those younger players. But the way that they're doing it is showcasing and playing the veterans to try to win and then sprinkling in the young players where they can. And I think it's hard to do all three of those at once. And, if the priority is winning games and showcasing veterans, then the younger guys who are on the fringes of your rotation are going to be the ones that suffer. So it was nice to see Dalen get in there a little bit. He had a nice dunk, but the shooting continues to be something that holds him back. And until he can really improve on that, I think it's going to be hard for him to win minutes over some of the other guys that the Bulls need to see. Now, last couple weeks of the season, Could that change? I think absolutely. We'll have to see. But for now, he does appear to be on the outside looking in.
Like his defense as well, also in those 4 minutes, solid.
Indeed. Real quick, just before we let you go, I know you've mentioned it a couple times. This idea of showcasing the guys they got in a trade, who maybe they were thinking about flipping before the deadline after they brought them in with Zach LaVine's trade, and showcasing them to the league. And look, Kevin Huerter seemed to be a broken version of himself in Sacramento, so I get trying to build up some of that. Whether it be him, Collins, or Trey Jones, who's on an expiring, I mean, where do you come down in the idea of sacrificing the development of some of these young players who the Bulls drafted to showcase for 25 games players that the Bulls are trying to trade this summer, if that is, in fact, what they're trying to do?
You just mean do you think that that's the wrong approach to
prioritize that? If that is what they're doing, do you agree with it?
I mean, I think the issue is that they just have so many guys, right? They have so many players that you could argue deserve minutes. And I mean, you guys know how I feel about this. The team should not be trying to win and claw and scratch to get every game that they can. I think that they don't look at it that way. They think that by trying to win games, you're putting young players in positions that they have to be in order to develop winning habits. And that's how they develop into good players. By playing winning basketball, you're contributing to wins, and now you're earning those minutes. And I think that's why there have been times where Matas has been cut from the rotation, not cut from the rotation, but sent to the bench for a little bit longer than you'd hope. I think same thing for Julian, who's really only gotten back into the rotation since Patrick Williams went down, and obviously the same for Dalen. So, yeah, I mean, I think part of it too is that none of the younger guys have really stood out. If they were commanding those minutes and saying I'm so good and productive and impactful that you can't afford to not play me, then we wouldn't be talking about this. But I think the idea of giving minutes to fringe rotation players that may or may not be around in a couple of years just because they're young probably is not the best approach when you feel like you might be able to get something for some of the veterans that are going to be on expiring contracts. So I think it's all those factors. Again, I personally think that the youth development and thinking about who's going to be on the roster in 2 years is the most important thing. But I do understand why the Bulls would approach it that way in terms of they have to be playing in winning basketball in order to develop winning habits. And if you're talking about developing winning habits, that is player development. So again, that's what the Bulls have kind of argued here. Not necessarily what I'm saying, but I do think that it's a fair point.
Well, Goat, hey, at least you got an up-close view of KD and Booker doing some solid cooking tonight. So there is that win. We appreciate the time.
Quaff is quaffing, Will.
Talk to you on Monday, buddy. Enjoy your Sunday. Bulls Nation, follow him for his Bulls reporting, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard to read all of it and the very best of it. Goat, take care, buddy.
Bye, guys. Bye, Katie.
Bye, Katie.
Hey, that quaffing.
So, just on the heels of that last question and Goat's thoughts on it, Matthew Scorch in the comments saying, the Bulls traded for players whose value is so low, they're forced to play them to raise their value instead of developing young players.
Ain't that stupid?
Ain't that a kick in the head? But look, that is, I think, what's happening here.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And look, I can't remember where, but somewhere leading up to the trade deadline when we were talking about Zach trades or whatever, or maybe it was after the Zach trade.
Yeah. We
were having a conversation about how when it's a trade involving lots of players, there is a player that a team wants because of the player they are, or maybe a couple of players that the team wants because of the player they are.
Yeah.
All of the other players involved in those trades, usually, it's the contract, not the player.
Yes.
That teams are trading away.
Yes.
Or teams are, begrudgingly trading in to their books. With the cases of Kevin Huerter, Zach Collins, and Trey Jones, those are contracts that arrived via trade, not players, to match Zach LaVine's salary.
Yes.
That is the scenario. So, of course, they are players who, if the Bulls are looking to flip this offseason, because they're not in their long-term plans as actual pieces, hashtag 9 to 10 good players, then you got to showcase them and try to build back up their trade value. Because, as I said, Kevin Huerter arrived here a broken player. Nobody in the NBA had heard of Zach Collins for 2 years. Trey Jones, promising, fun player, but a misfit thus far in his NBA career.
Yeah.
Of course there are players like that are arriving via trade.
All right. Look. Oh, God. Taking in players to raise their value at the detriment of your young players is idiotic, in my opinion. I understand you want to bring it in for Zach Collins because you're like, hey, let's build it to Zach Collins. I understand you want to bring it in to Brent. Hey, let's see what Kevin Huerter's got. I understand it with Jones. They are not going to immediately start having career seasons. Even if they get to the point where they look playable, it will be at their baseline. That's where it will be.
Yeah.
At that normalcy of what they have done throughout their career because they are veterans. It is not going to say, oh, my God, dude, he just dropped 30 points in 5 straight games. That's not going to happen. He might have a game where he go crazy from the three-point line. And by crazy, I mean hit like 5 out of 15.
Right.
But damn.
Huerter was 4 of 10 tonight for 14 points.
And everybody, oh, my God, Kevin Huerter.
30 minutes.
It's 13 minutes. 8 of 10. 8 points and 10 rebounds for Zach Collins in 17. Solid game.
Right.
It's not going bigger than that. He's not going to have a 25 and 10 game off the bench.
No, not happening.
It's not going to happen.
Not going to happen.
So trying to raise that value for veterans that the league already knows who they are, even if they have great 30 games with you, they still know who they are. Even doing that at the detriment of young guys like Dalen, at young guys like Matas, at young guys like Julian, doing that at their detriment is ridiculous to me. I will not be on board with something like that. If you're saying, hey, I want you to get out there, let's teams take a look at them and see, hey, guys, look, they look nice, right? They're still going to give you the same value. I'm talking about other teams. They're going to still give you the same value for those guys that they would have given you previously for those guys. That's not going to change, man. So to think that playing them more minutes and allowing more teams to see they can run around out there will change that value is silly. The only person it was going to do that for is Lonzo. Why? Because they didn't know if he could walk. They wanted to make sure he was going to be okay, but the Bulls went and signed him anyway. So they're not going to be able to go ahead and do anything with that value right there. That's what's wild to me. That's what is crazy, dog. That is nuts, all right? Your young players is who it should be about. That's the value you should be raising. Matas Buzelis should never have a game where Kevin Huerter is playing more than him. That is wild, especially in a loss.
Not by a hair.
You're not even by a hair.
Not by a fraction of a rotation. Thank you, Matt.
No, by a long mile. He played more minutes than this dude. What is Dalen Terry sitting there for, man? All right? What is he here for? You want to grow him. You want to play him. Your veteran should be on that bench. You see what Javon Carter is? Your veteran on the bench. You see what THT is? He's a veteran on that bench. He should not be sitting next and having conversations with the young dudes you're trying to figure out if they're the future of our franchise or not. How can you figure out they're the future of the franchise, Matt, if they're not on the floor playing? You know Kevin Huerter is not part of your future. You know Jones is not part of your future. You know Collins is not part of your future. My God, you know who these players are. So you're just giving them reps to get their shots up and make them feel better. The team, they're not going to say, oh, my God, Kevin Huerter can give me 40 points a game. Here's a first-round pick. That's not going to happen. They know who these dudes are, man. What we don't know is who these young guys are. We have no clue who these dudes are, all right? So we need to figure that out first before we're figuring out who these veterans are and how many points that they can score. It's silly. That is a silly way to approach it, dog, and it's ridiculous, and it gets on my damn nerves.
Colin calling, saying, well said, Dave. Arturo saying, preach, Dave. Free the Matador.
It doesn't make sense.
Jay
But
and
it don't
Terry
make
saying,
sense,
say it
bro.
louder for the people in the back, Dave. And optimistic Bulls fan. Nah, let's break our young guys' confidence and prioritize career journeymen over them in a rebuild year. But see, that's where you slipped up at the end, optimistic Bulls fan.
That word.
You just called this a rebuild year.
Right.
Have you talked to AK
Right,
recently?
right.
Have you talked to Billy Donovan recently?
Right.
This ain't no rebuild.
It's not a rebuild,
We're
dog.
going to go to the playoffs, y'all.
Listen, they went to overtime and the Knicks had lost by 2. Tonight, they lost by 4. This team is not a team that is trying to lose games. They're trying to win, which is why he's putting these veterans. They're not putting veterans on the floor, Matt, because they want to see what they can do. They're putting veterans on the floor because they want to win. That's the difference.
And Billy trusts vets over young guys.
Oh, he adores it. Adores the vets, man. Man, and that's why I asked Will, do you think Matas is pressing more? Because I felt like he pressed, especially when he got that ball in the, I can't remember, I think it was the fourth quarter where Billy finally decided to put him back in. When he got the ball and he's on the baseline and he's trying to, make a play and it was a turnover. That for me was the first time that entire game where I saw him press. You remember him in that first quarter? He looked fluid. He looked focused. I said it to y'all. I was like, look at his face. He's not even laughing or celebrating. He is focused. He wants to play. And then Billy said, I see that look in your eyes. Let me crush that shit real quick and put this dude Huerter in and let him play 30 minutes and shoot air balls all day. It's wild. He's not trying to develop. We got to come to grips with that, bro. He's not trying to develop these guys.
Do we have to come to grips with that?
I think so, Matt, because I don't see it.
Don't wanna.
I know. I don't want to either. But it's what he's showing you. It's what he's continually to show you. And again, I hate saying it like this because I don't want to put all of this stuff on Billy. You know what I mean? It's not his fault out here. Not all of this is not his fault to continue to put this on him. But this is what it was in this game. And that's what he's done these past 2 games is he is prioritizing his veterans over the young guys. When Jalen Smith comes back, when Ayo comes back, that's going to be less minutes for Julian. That's going to be less minutes for Matas. That's going to be less minutes for Dalen, because Dalen is getting 0. So he's going to get less than 0, which is a solid movie also. Yeah. But yes, man, it's bad. I don't like this at all. I don't like it at all, bro. At all. It's
really frustrating.
Yeah.
William T in the comments saying, I tried not to be, but I'm officially in the Fire Billy camp. In no world should Kevin Huerter be playing more minutes than Matas.
Dude, none.
I completely agree with that statement.
Like 30.
And it's just frustrating because you're talking about Billy and like clearly somebody who trusts and prefers playing vets over young guys. And AK is talking about how excited they are to have these young guys that do have some playing experience in the NBA.
Sure.
And that they're trying to find their 9 or 10 very good players.
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that any of the 3 guys that arrived in Zach LaVine's trade that basically arrived here just because of contracts are any of those 9 to 10? If and when this team gets good anytime soon?
No.
I don't believe that.
I don't either.
What's infuriating, and like, again, I get it, and it's not like I'm calling Billy a liar, and we talked about it in one of our earlier shows this week when he spoke after their practice before flying out to New York for the Knicks game. Billy saying, quote, it can't be, hey, listen, right now we're just in a developmental stage, or right now we're just going to let these young guys play. And like, okay, whatever happens, happens. We'll give them minutes. Yeah. They've got to understand how they impact winning, end quote. But you're not a winning team this season. You haven't been a winning team in a while. So don't preach that as your reasoning for not playing these young guys who theoretically you should be in a developmental stage for and about right effing now.
When, Matt?
Right effing now. That is the point of this season. Trade Caruso, trade DeMar, trade Zach. What are you doing if it's not learning about and developing the young guys that are here?
Yeah.
Who you brought here.
Yeah.
Whether via trades or in the draft.
Yeah.
How can you not call this as a developmental year? That's what it is, you dummies. That's what it is.
You know, when they make a trade, when teams now make trades for a Kevin Huerter and a Zach Collins, they know who these guys are when they make the trades for it. That's why they trade for them.
Yeah.
Because you know who they are.
Everybody in the NBA knows who these dudes are.
We know what they can do. We get it. So trying to say, hey, we can raise a value for them or something like that, no. Like a guy like Vooch, yeah. You know why a guy like Vooch, could be like that? Because we know what his ceiling is, Matt. We've seen his ceiling. We know how good he could probably be. And if teams say you reach that ceiling, then yes, I will happily make these trades for you. You know the ceiling of Kevin Huerter. You know it. You know the ceiling of Zach Collins. You know the ceiling of Trey Jones. It won't raise anything. That second-round pick you might get for them will be the same damn second-round pick you would get for them in the offseason. You are not going to get a late first, all right, for these dudes, man. No, you play these young guys. You figure them out. Let's see what you got. This is why we sit here crying about EJ Liddell. Because, dude, we want to know who he is. Because I went back and I found that EJ Liddell was at the top of the list. Because I think he was at the top of yours, too. Yep. As far as the players that I wanted as far as the draft is concerned.
It's definitely, intrigued by
at
EJ
the top
in the draft.
I don't know who he is yet because of the injury. He looked really, really well. Will Purdue loves this guy. He's looked really, really well. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he out there on the floor trying to see who he is, man? Look, it makes no sense. You know why? Because they are trying to win. I don't want to hear nothing about this. We're starting over crap. You're trying to win. Take a break.
They're trying to win. That's going to do it for those of you watching on our various FAST channels, Samsung TV, Roku, and all of them. Shout out to you for tuning in. If you want the bonus coverage from today's episode, just head to allchgo.com. Yeah. As we wrap up here, Dave.
Yeah.
So that's what, 6 straight L's?
6 straight.
And Brooklyn and Philly play each other.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Got to take it no matter what.
Underway. That's right. That's right, Katie. Bulls are going streaking. But Dave, that's why Billy's got to work on the winning habits thing. That's why he's got to work on it. So the Bulls will gain ground in the Tankathon standings on one of those 2 teams who play each other tonight. Somebody has to win that game.
Somebody got to win
between Brooklyn and Philly.
Somebody has to win. I wanted to be Philly, but I'll take the Brooklyn win too.
I'll take either or.
Somebody's got to win.
Yeah.
Katie, can we go back to that comment I asked you about?
From
I want to go back to that real quick. Yeah. We said, don't get it. The more we play Matas, the better our chances of winning. This is why I just went on the rant I went on. Because that's not true.
Right.
It's not a thing. All right. The more you play Matas, the more you know what you have. Not the more games that you win, the more you know what you have as Matas Buzelis as a player. I want him to play more, Mr. Terry, because I want to see more of the mistakes happen. I want to see him out there against Kevin Durant getting cooked up. Or, let's say, playing solid defense, which he was doing out there when he was playing against him. I want to see Matas Buzelis airball threes. Why is it okay for Kevin Huerter to do it and not him? Why is it okay for Patrick Williams to do it and not him? It makes no sense. I'd rather see him fail and fall on his face because that dude really wants to pick himself up and be better because he has shown that's what I want to be, is a better basketball player. Playing him more minutes does not equate or equal to wins. It just means you're going to know who you have going into the offseason and what you need to put around these young guys. That's why he's got to be out there. That's why he's got to make the mistakes, the turnovers, the dribbling off his foot, the getting double teamed, the getting put into the rim, the getting put into the camera section, all of that stuff, man. He needs it, man. And then I want to see how he comes out of it. So he has to have that opportunity, Mr. Terry, to be out there because it ain't going to be winning. Putting Matas out there does not mean your team is about to start winning. It's not because they ain't done it yet.
They have not.
Appreciate you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Jave and Terry. Also, I wanted to acknowledge Peter Nutt in the comments, who's just been going off, clearly a part of the Giddey tribe. Said, hey, white dude. I assume you're referring to me. Giddey is your best player. Well, hey, nut dude. That's debatable. And B, cool. What an impressive bar to clear currently. He's your best player right now. Cool. That's the cleanest porta potty at this music festival.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hooray! The line is long as hell.
Don't make me want to use it.
The line's long as hell.
Don't make me want to use it.
All right, at all. Shout out. It's awesome being a guy at music festivals too, also. Pretty shout out to being a guy. Because everything becomes a toilet when you're out there. I promise you, dog.
Also, Peter and I, we legit spent the first 15 minutes of today's show showering Giddey with praise for how he's been playing recently.
Did y'all not hear this? I sit there and I told you how good this dude has been. He's been awesome. He's been great. It's cool.
Doesn't mean I'm going to get down on my knees and start bowing to him repeatedly or cursing or throwing a bag of $30 million a year at him.
No, that's not going to be a thing.
I think it was Arturo who said in the comments, that's what it's all about to me.
Yeah.
As a Bulls fan who is not sold on him yet, my biggest fear, and it's more so about the Bulls and what they do operationally than it is about Giddey. Yeah. It's about both. Is overpaying somebody when you're bartering with no one.
Yeah.
When you're haggling with yourselves. When you're outbidding yourselves.
Yeah.
That's all that is all encompassingly what it is about for me and Josh Giddey and what I believe he can do and what I believe he can't do.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you don't want to because and the reason he has that fear is they continue to outbid themselves on other players. So that's what the fear is from.
The track record is there.
Yeah, the track record is
doing
tracking.
Exactly that.
You know what I'm saying? The track record is tracking. So that's why they get concerned and they get worried. He gets worried about that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's the thing. The one clean porta potty, that's awesome. Dude, I can't tell you how many festivals I've been to where I've watched dudes create their own because the lines were too long.
Oh, hey.
And we tap each other in line like, hey, bro.
Hey.
Over there. Hey.
Hey.
And then it's just a bunch of dudes standing like by a lake.
There's a secret spot in Narnia over here.
Right, by a lake with a gate right there. Like just going to work.
Yeah.
I mean, man, dog. Yeah. I've been there. It's a thing, Katie.
No, I'm laughing at Colin saying Peter Nutt is the 168th best commentator. Well done.
Hey, we appreciate you being here, Peter.
Hey, shout out to Mr. Terry.
Even if it was just to be here to tell us that we're Giddey haters.
My man, Mr. Terry, was like, dude, I was just joking, man. He was like, I promise you it was a joke. I wasn't ridiculing you. I just wanted to make that point clear.
Yeah.
That's why he has to play. I wasn't coming at you hard, bro. I promise you, man.
Also, Daniel Corsetti saying they're haters on a 22-year-old. It's not. Age has nothing to do with it. I hate LeBron James too. He's 40.
Yeah,
I hate him for different reasons. There are players in the NBA I like. There's players in the NBA I don't. I hate Chris Paul. That dude's ancient.
Yeah.
Age has nothing to do with it. I was gonna reference a song title, but it's a bad taste these days.
I know where you at.
Yeah,
I know where you at. I know where you at.
Nope.
I know where you at.
But we all know.
Rest in love.
Yeah.
Shout out.
And Daniel also saying these guys call themselves fans. Well, yeah, we are by definition fans. We're professional fans. We talk about the Bulls every day because we watch the Bulls every day.
Every day.
48 minutes every night.
I just watched the game against the Knicks again today. Today I watched it, dog.
That's sicko behavior.
I'm a psychotic person when it comes to this team. All
Apparently, you can't be a fan if you have a differing opinion about a player. that rules you out from being a true fan.
No, bro.
Talking about the Bulls has been our full-time job for years, Daniel.
Years, sir.
But thanks for joining us.
We've been at this thing for a while. Watching all
with
of
this
it.
team.
With this team.
Mind you.
This
with
one
this team.
This one team. Right here. We still here. And we're going to continue to still be here. That's what we are. We're sick.
That's what we do.
That's what we are.
Little psycho.
Shout out Sam Adams.
Yeah. You know who else has been putting in that work over the last several years on a team that's been going through it? There's our fine friends on the CHGO Hawks crew. Who y'all have on deck for you still coming up later tonight. They are in action right now, taking on the Blue Jackets of Columbus, and they will be here for y'all for that live postgame. Let's see where we are right now. We got Hawks trailing 3-1 to Blue Jackets, nearing the end of the second period. So they will be here for y'all when that one goes final. Make sure you keep right here, CHGO Sports YouTube channel, to tune in for that, all you hockey fans out there. Hit the like button on your way out. Also, wait, one quick shout out. I think we had a super chat we got to say hello to, Katie. Our guy, Michael Scarn. Say Billy has Matas playing scared. If he doesn't play mistake free, he's getting yanked. He's killing his confidence, his mind on being, Scarn.
Yeah.
This is true.
Can't be here coaching these guys.
Just crazy.
Just start over. It's okay. Just start over.
24 minutes. God. 24 minutes. After 13,
Huerter played 30.
After 13 points in 13 minutes in the first half.
It still outscored Huerter.
Yep. Shout out to the queen of the controls, the one and only Katie Duffy, for rocking the controls and having fun in that comment section like she does so very well.
Oh, she's having a ball.
Big day, bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peg. We are CHGO_Bulls. Biggest Giddey haters in the nation. Hit that like button. Follow our guy, Will_Gottlieb. Read us off allchgo.com. We are off tomorrow, as are the Bulls. We will see y'all Monday when the Bulls are back in action. Until then, enjoy your weekend. See you, Red. Be good.
Love y'all, man. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.